Hello, Pokemon fans, and welcome back. This is what happened at Baltimore Regional 2025. This is the meta for day one here in Baltimore. Reggie Drago V-Star, of course, taking the top spot. Everyone kind of expected that, but it was quite a diverse metagame throughout the weekend, and it was pretty great to see, especially coming out the first tournament of the season after Worlds. We're starting things off with Swiss round 4. It is Alexander with Raging Bolt up against Piper with Charizard EX. Now, this was a pretty good 2-0 for Piper, although it could have been different. There was 13 minutes left in Game 2. Alexander had everything to take the last two prizes, a big knockout on Charizard EX, but just mistakenly attached a Grass Energy to the active Raging Bolt EX. Was just very excited to have basically everything. And because he attached that energy, that means there was no Bellowing Thunder from that Raging Bolt EX. Piper had the Super Rod into Lumineon, into Ultra Ball, boss's orders for the game. And just like that, Piper started things off 2-0. Round 5, it is Tyler Matthews up against Lance Bradshaw. Lance, a former national champion in the senior division. Tyler Matthews has been a good up-and-comer these past few years, playing kind of unique decks for a lot of the time and opting for Bennett EX Dusknoir this go around. Had a lot of hype after Henry Brand at Worlds posted about the list, and was really excited to see it kind of play through, but just unfortunately Tyler did not really get set up or draw well throughout these entire two games. Was a quick 2-0. Lance moving on. Round 6, it is Alex Schemanske up against Aaron, and Alex is playing Roaring Moon, but there's also a lot of other stuff in it. It's Darkrai V-Star, it's Dusknoir. It was very interesting to see a deck utilizing the Pokestop Night Stretcher engine, but up against Aaron playing Dragapult EX with that Lost Zone package. Alex didn't really get set up. Just not really the draws that you would hope for a unique kind of deck like he was playing, and ended up losing 0-2 in pretty decisive fashion to Aaron. For round 7, probably our best match of the day. I would definitely go back and watch this one. Brent Tonisson with Charizard Pidgeot up against Ciaran Farah with Lugia V-Star. Now, this match went a full 3 games, and it came down to Ciaran missing Chinchino after drawing like 13 cards at the last turn that he had before Brent was able to pull together the attack and take the victory, moving on to 7-0. Definitely go back and watch this one. Two amazing players going at it, really at the height of the weekend. Round 8, it is Ryan up against Riley. Snorlax versus Reggie Drago V-Star. And this one wasn't really that much of a game for Riley. Ryan had a quick 2-0, and that's saying something when you're playing Snorlax. Just really great day one for Ryan here, and able to take down a lot of the Reggie Dragos in the room. Our last round of Swiss for day 1, Swiss round 9. Hunter with that Origin Form Palkia V-Star, and Dusknoir up against Ari with that Gardevoir EX. And this was a very cool deck from Hunter. Played the Greninja EX with that Origin Form Palkia V-Star along with that Dusknoir, the Pokestop engine with 4 Night Stretcher, and it was a collab between Aaron Curry, Grafton Roll. It was really cool to see. And a lot of them were doing well in the tournament. Now, with that being said, Hunter just did not draw very well. Got a quick 0-2 to Ari here. Ari just destroying him with Gardevoir EX. You hate to see it on that winning end, but Ari making day 2 and putting in a lot of work with Gardevoir EX. Starting off day 2, Nolan with Cornerstone Ogerpon EX, along with that Noivern EX, up against Lugia V-Star. Now, this really just wasn't too much of a game. Both players were able to kind of play around a little bit, and Joseph capitalizing on a bad start for Nolan in one of the games. Took a long while, ended up in a 1-1 tie. Last round of Swiss for day 2, we have Kenneth up against Ian. It is Snorlax versus Reggie Drago V-Star. Yes, we've seen this match before in round 8, but it is a completely different outcome. We have seen Ian dismantle these stall or control decks throughout the entire past few tournaments that he's been playing Reggie Drago, and it was just a pretty good 2-0. If you need to figure out how to play against a deck like this, definitely watch one of his games. This is our top 8 decks for Baltimore: 3 Lugia, 2 Reggie Drago, a Roaring Moon, a Gardevoir, and that Cornerstone control. Now, this was a pretty interesting mix of decks for the weekend, so it's pretty cool to see a deck like Cornerstone and even Gardevoir just having that resurgence that it really needed after Worlds. Was really cool to see. And then, of course, Roaring Moon, it could do anything. Just throw it in there. It might disrupt something, you know? All right, we have 2 top 8 matches that were streamed. So the first of the top 8 matches is Rowan up against Henry, Reggie Drago up against Gardevoir EX. And this match was really great to watch. It went a full 3 games, and Rowan able to take the first game down, Henry coming back both of the next games. A lot of interesting plays. Even in the first game, Rowan was able to get that turn 2 knockout with that Phantom Dive, and had to use the Legacy V-Star to actually get to do it. And because of that, the resources were a little bit thin towards the middle point of the game. Henry was mounting a comeback, but unfortunately just could not get there at the end. But games 2 and 3 really just controlled the board. Screamtail and Drifloon were wonderful for him. And yeah, Secret Box Gardevoir is here to stay. Our other top 8 matchup of the weekend is Rahul up against Steven. It is a Lugia V-Star mirror match. Both of these players very familiar with each other. List very different though. Rahul's playing the list that he got 9th at Honolulu with that Lightning Energy and the Raikou V. Steven's playing a heavier Cinccino line, really just more classic Lugia that we've been seeing. And this went 3 games. It really came down to who got their Summoning Star first, Primal Turbos first. Steven was able to overwhelm Rahul with Iron Hands EX, the 2 games that he was able to get started and go first and get those Primal Turbos in play. And because of that, Rahul ended up losing, Steven winning, going on a top 4. And for our top 4 of Baltimore, it's Emmet up against Ciaran, Roaring Moon EX up against Lugia V-Star. Now, this was another 3 games where it was just back and forth. Emmet had Enhanced Hammer in the deck, so it really threw a wrench into things when it came to Mist Energy or the Legacy Energy, just being able to get rid of that and then Frenzy Gouging, take the knockout. But it really just came down to Emmet not being able to find that card as much as he would want, and really struggled towards the early parts of the game for some of the losses. Ciaran able to win 2-1, moving on to the finals. Our finals, the first tournament of the 2025 season, it is Henry Chao with Gardevoir EX up against Ciaran Farah with Lugia V-Star, and this shaping up to be a great match. A lot of people were placing their bets on Ciaran just for the consistency that he's been showing, and the fact that Lugia has a lot of playability into normal Gardevoir decks, but Henry was not playing a normal Gardevoir deck. Secret Box, Rare Candies, Drifloons, Monkey Dories really just went at Ciaran, very aggressive, was able to actually win 2-0 and take down his first regional championship in the Masters division. What a way to start off the season with a win and your Worlds invite. Just like that, we had our first regional champion of the year, Henry Chao, now going on to win his invite, make it into Anaheim for Worlds. Doesn't really need to worry about much else of the rest of the season, but you know what? I think it's not going to be the last time we see Henry up here. I want to thank y'all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next What Happened At video coming soon.